So hi everyone, welcome to this game. In this game I'll be talking about it in 1x speeds, a bit different from my normal sped up playthroughs, and I hope that you enjoy it. It's different from how I normally do it, and if you do like it, do put it into the comments. In this season, I've been playing low tier leaders. So among the leaders that I'm open to picking is Ariana, Armani and Rhombur. First of which, I think Armani is the strongest among the three, but I don't think it's a good Armani game. Your ring doesn't hit any good things, and the likelihood that Ilban sits in front of you is very high as well. So then, talk about Ariana. Ariana, I don't see any good reasons to pick Ariana. Yeah, maybe Toaxuro can influence you slightly, but the Toaxuro isn't very good. And I don't think 4th position is a good position to pick Ariana. And so I picked Rhombur, not because it's a good Rhombur game, but because I think the other leaders are bad. If I was playing like to win, I'll definitely pick like Ilban or Beast in that situation. I think both of them are pretty good. Ilban because the only reason you might not pick Ilban is because you might think Ikaz might sit in front of you, but it's low likelihood that someone will pick Ikaz in position 2 or 1, right? So, or maybe in position 2 someone will pick Ikaz. But position 3 probably will be a Beast. Position 1 will probably be a Handro. So yeah, Ilban is probably the pick there. But I play Rhombur. I don't play a lot of Rhombur, and sometimes I feel like Rhombur is one of the leaders that feels as though has no passive ability or like just feels very weak. But at the same point in time, I think this season, like I'm playing low tier leaders, I should just be open to it and just try to navigate for the win. So let's see where this goes. Let's wait for everyone else to pick. So probably Ilban, Handro, Beast. So green pick should be easy. Okay, no. So yellow picks Beast, red picks Ilban, and green picks green picks up Armani. I don't think it's a very good Armani game. So I look at my hand and I think that if I actually am playing Ilban, this will be quite a bad hand. As 4th position, I want to get some combat rewards. I think that's the most important for this round. I want to get some combat rewards and I don't want it to be too expensive. Ilban chooses not to go for smuggling or wealth, which is surprising. Which is very surprising. This gives Armani a very good game. He probably gets round 2 Swordmaster, and Armani is very, very good. So, a bit worried about how Armani can snowball this game. Let's hope his ring hit is not very good. Okay, so choices now. I probably will play Seek Allies to Wealth. I don't really want to spend my water now, and going Secrets is not great as well. And the rest of my cards access combat spaces. So let's just see where it goes and hopefully get very cheap resources from combat. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, surprising Ilban chooses to do this. This is a very rise of X meta if Ilban chooses to do this, which isn't very strong as well. I think if he goes Wealth and Intent is so much stronger. This way, like, I can get some resources into combat very cheaply. Okay, I have no daggers. So I can choose either to go to Arakeen, which is decent but not great. That would allow me to put in... Okay, no, yellow goes to Arakeen. So my options are just Imperial Basin or Haga Basin. Imperial Basin is definitely the one I want to go for. I don't really care about the extra spice. I don't think it turns into anything. The issue of 1 troop or 2 troops, I think you definitely put in 1, because like if you put in 2, you're paying 1 troop for 1 Solari, and maybe it's good as Rhombur, but I do think you need the troops for later combat. So I go to Imperial Basin, put in 1 troop. So Ilban reveals for 5 to buy, and he purchased Opulence. So okay, so he was making a play for Opulence. I don't Love it. I think if you just if you wealth mentat into a good hand, you draw your opulence quicker if you manage to buy it, or if you don't buy opulence, you can always nuke it for something better. Armani Cass has a good buy as well, but he just buys a liaison. I'm surprised he doesn't nuke here. Um, yeah, and Beast has 4 to buy as well, so they all have good 4 to buys. I suspect Beast will get Gun Doctor. Yeah. So I was looking at Gun Doctor if Beast didn't buy it. With 4 to buy, I would think that Imperial Pasha is decent, but I don't think that it wins me the game, especially against the Beast. So with 4 to buy, I choose to nuke. And I get rewarded with In the Shadows. Yeah. With 2 more to buy, I don't choose to buy. I think if you buy In the Shadows, it's like a good S tier card, so you don't really want to add too many cards to your deck. So I just keep 1 In the Shadows. Okay, and I probably will get 3rd place in this combat, and with 4 Solari. So I'm going to look at positions in the game. I think Armani Cass probably has the best start, right? He trash 1 card, you get Swordmaster round 2, he'll trash another card as well. Yeah, so I mean Armani Cass probably has the best game, and there are even good cards for him to buy on the roll with his ring. I don't know if he used ring last round. Probably not. Now he can buy like Guild Bankers. So this play on Beast, right, signals that he wants to get Conspire. Right? So you put in any amount of troops to Conspire. At least that's how I look at it. Like you won't like purposely get this spice unless you want to Conspire, or you're buying some text, but there are no real good text on the roll. So Conspire kind of sets him up for Swordmaster in the near future. Yeah, I mean, red calling out yellow is shouldn't be a call out there. He just made a mistake on like what color are his troops. So I want to shuffle. I have 2 experimentations in my discard, and I also have In the Shadows. Like cycling here is very, very good, right? So I'm choosing to cycle between using my dagger or using my ring. I think that the likelihood that I buy a Dreadnought here is very, very high. So I'll probably use a ring either way, but I think having the option to use ring to do other things also is good. So that's why I choose to use a dagger instead. It's a small matter. I think it will have played out the same way. I don't think anyone else is thinking of getting a Dreadnought. But yeah, this play I was thinking of a Dreadnought in mind, and how do I put it into combat? And hoping that I can put it into combat in a very cheap manner at still suits. Make Conspire by yellow. Expect him to get the last flurry somehow next round and get Swordmaster round 3. So I get Sonic Snoopers. Just spending my resources early. The earlier you spend the resources, the more you get, the better your ROI for it. Like you might not buy the most ideal text, but having like resources sitting around doesn't do anything, right? Whereas getting Intrigue is very active, right? It puts pressure on the table because no one knows what you have. Like makes combat a bit more. You can plan combats a bit more, and also this allows you to plan out your intrigues as well. Intrigues often take up some setup, so by doing this, you also are able to plan your own combat. Okay, currently it's green's turn. And let's see what he does. He probably will play a faction card, right? He has both faction cards in his deck. You probably play Seek Allies. You probably play Diplomacy and keep Seek Allies. I think the options between going to Hardy Warriors or not to Hardy Warriors. I think both are fine options. So one thing you think about is that I probably have a Diplomacy that I want to play. So if he puts in, let's say if he puts in 4 troops here, he probably wins the combat. If he puts in 1 troop, then he probably gets 3rd place. So it's entirely up to him what he wants. He chooses to put in 1 troop. Beast reveals with 4 to buy. You probably pick the graph card up. I think you picked the plan coupling. What else he picked up? He picked up Gun Doctor. Yeah, I think plan coupling is decent here. I think it's better than anything he could have flipped. Or I mean, there are definitely things that he could have flipped, but plan coupling is very good a card. I think he would have preferred plan coupling in this case. Okay, so what does he buy? I think it's tough. I think maybe he passed everything. He picked up Blank Slate and the other card. Also, he picks up a graph card and buys. I don't like his buy. He should just pick up plan coupling from the start. I think it's so much better. Okay, so now it's my turn. I have no Solari and I don't see a path to Swordmaster anytime soon. I do want to put my troops into combat and I don't really know if I want to win this. Yeah, I probably do want to win this combat, right? If I'm spending the water, I do want to win, right? If I'm not spending the water, then I don't mind like 2nd or 3rd place. But if I'm spending my water already, I might as well win this combat. So I probably will just go to Hardy Warriors and win this combat. The likelihood that the likelihood that someone else has a combat trait is low. It is there, but I think if even they don't have a combat trait, then at least I get my dreadnought back. I'm thinking about playing a reconnaissance, but I think the rules of like just playing your reconnaissance, playing your diplomacy when you have it is important. It's not all the time you don't always have your diplomacy and with no Swordmaster, like these faction points are pretty significant. I think I put in 1 more troop. No, I keep it at 5. Wow, I played so greedy. I think I'm thinking about future combats. I do need troops in order to win a future combat, and if I'm playing Rhombur, I need to play it very tight as well. If I have a combat trick, I lose either way, right? Or he can forcefully tie me. So green picks up Corino Jeans, which is really good. I wish I could have picked it up. With 3 to buy, I don't think I buy anything actually. It's just maybe I guess a liaison. Yeah, it's not like the buy is not great, but I don't need too big a deck, but I don't need too small a deck as well. Maybe I can skip this liaison. I don't really know why, but I bought it. I think it's okay. So I pick up this combat for relatively cheap because I mean I pay the Mentat for it and I get a dreadnought and I don't get back my dreadnought. But 2 faction bumps actually very valuable for someone without Swordmaster. It's a relatively cheap first place. I go to the spots which I think I'll hit less, which is Emperor and Spacing. On hindsight, I'm not sure if this is correct. Maybe it should be like Emperor. Maybe it should be like Spacing and Benny. Okay, and here we go to round 3. So one thing about this hand is I know that I have two experimentations, convincing, and in the shadows. So in the shadows I don't want to play, and then I have two experimentations. So I probably have to plan out how am I gonna play out this hand. I probably wanted to go smuggling of some sorts, but because Beast goes for smuggling, I'll just pick up the 3 spice and convert it into some sort of tech. I mean I have no more water, so I can't really go into anywhere else. It's not a great turn, but make the best out of it. So green gives up the 2 faction bombs last round, in order for him to get the water this round. Beast could have got it, but if Beast got it, he would have given up Swordmaster, I guess. No, he doesn't even. Actually, he didn't even need it. He got. I'm not sure why he had to smuggle there. I think. Yeah, a very odd smuggle by him. Maybe he has like a bunch of yellows in his hand. So I pick up 2 intrigues. I pick up the Dreadnought intrigue, which is good, and I pick up recruitment mission. So B says she should have Mentat first round to block Ilban, but I don't think you need to block Ilban so aggressively. Yes, Ilban has shipping, but I don't think it's too insane. With Memo Quarters, actually he gets Swordmaster next round, so it's very good for Ilban. Yeah, so many troops. So I'm staying at recruitment mission. So recruitment mission, when you buy, you can put cards on top of your deck. So I don't know. So for those who are, yeah. So think about what am I going to use recruitment mission for, and should I use recruitment mission this round? Right. So in my deck, I have diplomacy, reconnaissance, 1 dagger, 1 liaison. So one liaison, 1 convincing, reconnaissance, diplomacy, signet ring. Is that all? Okay, I'm not sure if that's all. But what do I want to put on top of my deck? I do think that with a lot of cards, right, you should with a lot of, especially when you're at 3 intrigues, right, you should aggressively use your cards, right, especially when they actively give you some reward. So recruitment mission is one of those things that I mean the earlier you use it, the better. A lot of times people use these persuasion cards to buy spice of flows when it comes to crunch time, but because I have so many combat cards, it's highly unlikely that I want to use. Yeah, I just want to be able to just kind of slam my intrigues out so that I don't get I don't get screwed when I draw 1 more intrigue later on. Okay, so I actually pick up Industrial Espionage first. I think Industrial Espionage is probably the key card to this. So Industrial Espionage, I can pick up the Face Dancer as well. So instead of Face Dancer Initiate, I pick up Face Dancer comes on top of the deck, so which is even better. So I just pick Face Dancer and Industrial Espionage up. I was prepared to pick up the Initiate up, but a lucky flip there. I think a lot of other cards have been good as well, and I think that solves a lot of my problems. It gives me a lot of power next round. So one reason I pick up the faction card there is that I'm really planning to go to so I know that I'm going to pick up a Face Dancer, right? So Face Dancer initiate with Industrial Espionage allows me to go to Wealth first action. Then with my second action, I can able to go to Still Suits. And that would be the most ideal play, because then I can put my Dreadnought into combat and I can spend my 3 Solari to put my second Dreadnought into combat. Yeah, so if I can put 2 dreadnoughts into combat, and maybe 1 troop, that puts me up to 8 strength, right? Which is very strong, right? Very potent. Yeah. So Armani cast plays Seek Allies to 4 space. I'm glad that he doesn't come and put in 2 troops to deny me combat rewards. Overall, it's good for me. So Beast has Gun Doctor. So if Red was tracking Yellow's deck, Red would definitely know he has Gun Doctor. Like when Red put in these 4 troops, he definitely should have known. But it's something that you often can miss. Right, so now they tie for first place. Red doesn't even get his opulence trigger because he doesn't have enough Solari. But so strange. He definitely would have enough Solari if he took the bumps in spacing. If he took the bumps in spacing, then he gets Swordmaster next round as well. So it's very strange. And it's very strange what Red did. So Green buys Dissecting Kit and Well of Power shows up. I'm quite happy with Well of Power. Well of Power in this situation is great for me because I don't have Swordmaster and I think Red will either Mentat or Swordmaster. And so Yellow plays the combat and he wins the combat and we're done with round 3. Okay, so I draw an Intrigue, Makers, and we go into round 4. I draw Poison Snooper. I don't really care too much about it. I don't think it builds into anything. Maybe later I can buy a Spice of Slow. So this turn plays out quite simply. I just hope someone doesn't go to Still Suits. Yeah, and I make my play to Wealth. So the only reason I don't like this play, right, is that it puts me on 3 influence on Emperor, which if someone chooses to hard chase me, it can be a problem. But at the same point in time, this whole turn lines up very well, right? So I get to play 2 faction cards. I don't care whether I get Swordmaster or not, right? So and then I get to put in 2 Dreadnoughts to combat and get whatever rewards. So in this particular combat, I don't really care if I get second place as well. Let's say if I get second place, I get 4 Solari, and that's generally enough for me to get to Swordmaster as well. Actually no, but I spent 3 Solari for the Intrigue. But I think 4 Solari does put me very close to Swordmaster, and I don't mind 4 Solari, to be honest. Ideally Ideally, I want to win this combat, but I don't really have the combat tricks to back it up. So Beast has 2 more actions behind. So by playing this, I'll get. I mean, I don't get any additional benefits from it, but yeah, get one Fremen influence that gets me my friendship, which is all I really want. I can't remember I got a spice, but I think after I think about it, I did get a spice. I think I had no spice after buying Chalmurky. So I put in 2 Dreadnoughts. And even though I don't get a Swordmaster, I do get some. I do spend my Solari, right? My Solari does turn into something good. So it's not as though I got early Solari for nothing. My early Solari does turn into Mentats, does turn into other things. and so it turns into another dreadnought. I put 2 dreadnoughts into combat. I don't put any more. I mean, I have intrigues behind me, and Beast definitely puts in more troops after me, right? So I don't really want to do a bidding war, but I do want to pressure him, right? And it's such a cheap pressure. Green talks about getting detonation devices. To be honest, I don't care if he gets detonation devices or not. I don't think it helps this game, but I mean, if I can get it cheaply at a certain point, it'll be good. But if I don't, it's fine as well. So let's say if I get second place from this combat, I get to 5 Solari. It's not ideal, but it's quite close to Swordmaster. Yeah, and I've been spending my Solari efficiently, I think. So I think when you can't get Swordmaster, you don't think too hard about it. Like you think of the possibility of it, but you don't like stress too much about it if you can't get it. Surprised that yellow takes Solari here, but it's good for me. So I have 5 to buy, and because I don't get Mentat or Swordmaster, I am first to buy. And only Red has atomics left. Maybe he would have used it, but it's not great for him as well. One thing about Red's game is that he played early to get opulence, but he doesn't really have a good opulence setup. You do kind of want to be slamming opulence to wealth, but he's not been getting a chance to do it. So Beast, now he gets 2 more troops from shipping down. He dumps everything in. I suppose he dumps everything in. Yeah, I mean it's good for me, right? I'm putting in 2 dreadnoughts and he's putting in 14 strength worth. I get my dreadnoughts back next combat as well. Yeah, very odd play from Ilban. I would definitely have gotten his racing friendship earlier about Ilban. I think it smooths out his game so much. I think as a shipping player, you generally want the extra burst of Solari. And you already got Memo Goddess to trigger it. It wouldn't have required so much jumping through these many hoops. No, he chooses not to. He chooses to buy attack instead. This is a pretty odd tech buy. Like, even if he gets disposal, I think he's posturing for disposal, right? Disposal doesn't really set him up for anything because his deck doesn't really do anything. He has like opulence, which he wants to do, but opulence doesn't really get him there, I feel. I missed on in the shadows reveal last round. It's clearly my discard, and so I just took it. I can play this game so much and still like miss out. Yeah. Miss out on things. Okay, I still think green is like the big boogeyman here. Like, he has good bankers. He has early Swordmaster. Now he has High Council. He has all the spice in the world, which would result in probably him highlinering for combat as well. He has trash 4 cards in 4 rounds. Yeah, so very good. He buys the spice also. Very hard to stop him, especially if he highliners you next round for a combat point. It's like impossible to chase him. I mean, if I had the resources for it, I would consider, but I don't have the resources for it. Ilban's at 8 to buy. No, he's at 7 to buy. His power play is decent there. Firm grip is also something you can not firm grip. Shifting is something you can consider as well. So combat happens, I just pass. I'm quite happy with 4 Solari with 2 Dreadnoughts. I mean, yellow really had to work for it. I probably will get a combat eventually, so I'm not going to stress too hard about it. So Imperial Basin reveals, I hope I can win this combat, but once again, green is in position to highliner, and I don't have Swordmaster. Very luckily, I draw Phase Dancer and Industrial Espionage together. So I think what I'll end up doing is that I probably will Phase Dance. No, I will try to get Swordmaster. So I'll get Swordmaster through Phase Dancer, Industrial Espionage, because that's my only green. So it's round 5. It's not a terrible Swordmaster, right? It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. So I can go Wealth, and then a Wealth with Diplomacy. Then I can draw 2 cards using Swordmaster. No one else is going to Swordmaster, so pretty good for me. Red chooses not to go for shipping. Interesting, I guess. Yeah, I don't see how I can beat green with 1 action. But let's just see how it plays out. I mean, like, there are a lot of things that can happen in this game. So I have a bunch of troops. Not sure how much I'm going to dump in. I have combat cards that don't really do me anything yet. Ilban Selective Breeding. Amani Cass chooses the research station here. I'm not too sure how much I like this. Maybe you have... okay, I guess he's doing it to get the spice bonus, which is pretty good. I guess, yeah, you deny yellow spice bonus, you set up for almost a highliner again. Pretty scary. Okay, so yellow's thinking about playing his ring. It's an unactivated ring, so it's not very powerful. He chose to go Tech Negotiator to get a water. I don't think he needs the persuasion, so he's just buying it for the tech. Not so sure if this is the best thing to do. Maybe he thinks he'll win a lot of other combats, but I mean, I'm already committed to the double dreadnoughts, right? So then that means we have to fight each other. So I get Industrial Espionage, Face Answer off. So draw 2 cards, research and get a cube. Then I'll get my cube here. I might not have. I might not have gotten my cube. Yeah, I love Industrial Espionage. It's such a good payoff. Like, if you want a graph payoff, this is what the graph payoff should be. And by itself is not terrible as well, because you can go Mentat. Yeah, so with my remaining cards, I think I want to put my troops into combat, right? Which is probably to Kartek, or to Arakeen, or maybe to get the water. So maybe to Siege Harbor. I think Siege Harbor is probably the best. I can get enough water for both Great Flat and Research Station, depending on what yellow wants to grab. Or I can go Research Station twice. Both are good. I think drawing cards when I have In the Shadows and Web of Power is very good. Okay, green has a graph payoff, but his graph payoff is so much weaker, right? All you get is like one draw and one troop. The draw is like replaces itself, and then you have one troop. So all you're getting is really one troop. It's not great, right? Okay, he gets two troops. Does he dump both troops in? Does he dump three troops in? Seems fair. Yeah, I guess two troops to get two water, I think is fine. But two troops for the one water, I think, is also decent. So I go Siege Trouble, I just win both dreadnoughts, I'm at 8 strength. Maybe yellow beats me. I should probably put in one more troop. I don't need so many troops in garrison. Plus, I also get my dreadnoughts back, so I'm at way too many troops. I should probably put one more troop in. I would have liked to have enough spies to like pressure green for this combat, because I think he's in the lead and giving him one more VP is very painful. But I just am not positioned well for it. Red decides to power play Fremen. So he gets to put in two more troops. It's not great. And Beast has 4 to buy. 4 to buy, I think you pick Show of Strength or you pick Shifting, right? You pick any of the 3 costers, I think they're all fine. When you add a lot of rubbish to your deck, you don't mind adding more rubbish. It's a bit funny how that works. He's thinking. Does he go with Spiritual Fervor? I don't mind Spiritual Fervor in this spot. I don't think it's insane, but I think it's decent. Never mind, he passes, I get Shifting then. And get a Q. So I think the spacing guild as I don't think I'll be able to highliner in this game. And the friendship's always good. And if I do highliner, I'm very close to the alliance as well. It's generally the hardest point to get, and I cannot get Fremen anymore, right? So I cannot get Fremen because it's very hard to chase red on it, and I probably want to get Benny, but with Benny I only have in the shadows. And now red nukes for Chom, and I'm surprised he is so angry about it. I mean, if you have 8 and you nuke, the card you want to see at this spot is Chom. I don't think you want to see Kwisatz, right? Chom is so much better. And he locks in Fremen even. Yeah, it's such a good nuke for him. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean the reason why he can't buy is because he has like multiple he has multiple one position cards, right? In Opulence and Smuggler's Doctor. But Smuggler's Doctor did draw him 2 cards. It's a bit unlucky, but I mean he did get Chom, which is great. Now Benny's even hard to get from him. And I have to watch him. I have to watch for him. Like he's now a threat to end the game as well. So I mean, so now this Lee I'll get is pretty bad in my hand. But I guess it's a decent reveal. Okay, this combat is not the greatest, but actually it's decent for Rhombur in some ways. Um, this combat is one of those combats, right? If you win this combat, you generally win the next combat as well. If you have the resources for it. And I clearly have the resources for it. So at least people won't fight very hard for it, and I should be able to pick it up. Things I'm looking at this round is I'm looking at what my next hand is. In my next hand, I have Signet Ring, right? And so if in my next hand I have Signet Ring, right, and Invasion Ships is there, what's the biggest thing I want to do? I want to Invasion Ships next round. So I want to play in a way that I actually don't draw my ring, so that I draw my ring next round. Yeah, so I don't want to draw cards, and I also want to reveal in the shadows. And let's see how we get there. Okay, so it's Yellow's turn. He wants to play a he's playing a reconnaissance to research station, I guess. I don't think it's great. I think he faces similar issues that Ilvan has. Like he draws, but I don't know if he can get a Spice Festival because of the cards he bought are quite low persuasion. So then even though you research station, it doesn't always turn into a point. Well, if this is the case, I do think I want to collect the spice. I probably will collect the spice first. This sets me up for two things. It sets me up for Highliner next round. It also sets me up for Invasion Ships next round. Both of which I think are very good. Then if I want to play like two more cards, I probably want to play Lisa Algate and also play a Liaison. Seems to be right. You can throw two Dreadnoughts in. Research wise, I probably will hit up. I do need a Scarab. I do need to plan how am I going to reach a Scarab. If I'm going to research station next round, it should be likely that I can choose to go up. Red decides to go selective breeding. It gives him two alliances, and I do want this Benny Alliance. This Benny Alliance is going to be very hard to steal. Armani Kaz goes for wealth. Now he's at 2201 for influence. He's doing very well on influence. Beast gets Mentat. As much as like drawing cards seems good, I think I should just settle. I just set up for next round. Next round is the round I win or I don't win, right? So I don't think I play Poison Snooper. I want to because my cards are so awkward. But I think I just settle for Listen I'll get and for play a Liaison. Maybe I can even collect more spice? No, playing a Poison Snooper is so risky. It messes up my entire next round. Yeah, so in the end I just take a tech negotiator. I no real use for it. It will save me a spice down the road, but it's not like the position's good or anything. I just it's just a dead action. I just have settled on like giving up the point. Wow, and if green gets to 3 influence on spacing, it's gonna be hard to stop him as well. He has so many free points dangling. It's a bit scary. Green is the big boogeyman here. He has full of resources. His shipping is on like 2 already. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to stop him. And I don't even think he has an alliance to steal. Right? It's not like he's red, right? Red, at least I can try to target his alliance. Like green, I have nowhere to target. His 2 spice flows are points he already has in the bag. His combat points, something he has in the bag. He's going to get the other Taixu point as well. So that's like 4 hard points unblockable, right? Yep. Yeah, his game's going very well. Yellow, on the other hand, I'm not so sure what he wants to do. I think he might have drawn into a combat hand, but with drawing so many cards, you generally want to buy a Spice of Slow. To do so, maybe you get High Council even. That's not incredible. But when you're playing 2 cards down, right, then it gets hard to buy a Spice of Slow again. I think he gives up on a Spice of Slow. Yeah, he gets all 7 Solarian, spends 5 for Slick Farmer. Okay, I just choose to get Intrigue because I don't think yellow will go secrets next round, and because yellow just went secrets, so it's blocked. I get another combat card, which makes me feel very comfortable about next round. I should put in 1 more troop at least. I'm being so greedy with troops this game. If someone treasured me here, I would have definitely felt the pain. But I think in some sense, I don't think anyone would want to pressure me here. And I think with the extra agent, maybe I'll send in more troops. That's how I'm thinking about it. Look at this opulence. He plays it early in the game, and what does it turn into? It turns into the 1 play of Conspire. Yeah, it hasn't been great. This opulence hasn't been great for him. Even with shipping. Okay, green gets... this assassination mission is coming back to hurt him a little bit, but I think overall he had a fine round. He's set up very well to end next round. And yellow doesn't buy a Spice of Slow even though he drew like 3 cards. This refills yellow's garrison a little bit, but I don't think it puts him in contention. Like, because you don't have enough spice for highliner, it's very hard for you to generate enough troops. If I was him, I'll definitely try to get an alliance. Maybe like spacing. Maybe I'll just double bump spacing so that your ring is enabled. So I get a Benny bump. And then I pass my turn. I don't buy anything. I don't need to buy anything. Red's reveal. Red should have a spice also. This puts him at 7 points with spacing available. It's not as scary, but still a bit scary. So I just need to make sure like red and green don't. Making sure red and green don't end next round is good for me. If not, if any of them ends, then I need to like try to beat them on points. But I think my route to victory actually is to prevent them from winning. But I'm trying very hard to not let either of them win. Okay, yellow puts in 1 troop for gun doctor, which is good, means that he doesn't have it next round. I think there's a world where like yellow buys the spice for slow. Involves him playing gun doctor to draw a card. But he chooses not to. Yeah, he leaves out a lot of hard points. Like, I would definitely have tried to buy a Smash Flow then. You already committed so hard into it. Now I hope everyone passes, then this combat will be very easy for me. And get another intrigue. I mean, 4 and 5 was the difference. I still don't think that yellow wants to send in troops. Issue is that I draw another combat VV, prevents me from playing it. Okay, so I knew I had a ring, and I drew a diplomacy, so I can go to highliner as well. Issue with highliner is that the faction bump is quite useless. Research station is a lot better. Right, if I research station ring, I can get invasion ships. Right, and invasion ships with a dreadnought and 1 troop already in, with 2 combat cards behind, allows me to trash a combat card, intrigue card as well. Nope, no mentat. Generally signifies that player has a bad hand. Maybe selective if he has the access for it. Yeah, so if you read B's hand, you read it as though he has a bad hand. No, trashing is not mandatory. Okay, on my turn, I play my signet ring and invasion ships. Drawing cards is good here. I can also trash an intrigue and draw another card. Yeah, I'm looking to buy a Spice of Flow to trigger Grand Conspiracy. I get a Fremen Pump, which is not great. At least I can play it. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll just play intrigues so that I go down to less than 4 intrigues. Because all these intrigues are useful to me. I don't trash the reconnaissance as I want to buy a Spice of Flow as well. Spend 4 spies, 1 negotiator, get invasion ships, put in 4 more troops. Red challenged me here, but he shouldn't have challenged me. I get a troop from Imperial Basin. I hate when people do this. Like, you know, like just so many things that you're thinking about already. I should have that troop in. Red scammed me of a troop. Yeah, like, you know, you're just doing so many things already, then people like question you. Then it's like you want, like, you're sure you did the right things, but then like you're just managing too many things and then you have to defend it. Cause I put in 2 troops, right? Then after I put in another 4. It was totally accurate. I should have definitely had 1 more troop in. Oh, a bit annoyed now that I'm looking at it. Okay, red gives me 1 more spice. So he plays Water of Life, which buys him a spice for slow as well. I guess he's also able to get the next Tarixu point as well. So it gets him up to 9 points. Maybe he can get to 10 points. The issue for me is that I have both In the Shadows and Web of Power in my deck. I need to draw both of them. But it's not the easiest. Wow, green decides to go up instead of coming down. This means he has Expedite. I'm not sure if I'll have chosen to play Expedite in that exact moment. So if you're being a stickler on rules, right, if he shipped down already, then he drew the intrigue. He's not able to ship back up. I don't think I was watching him very closely and then be able to call him out. And I think you should call him out on that. Like, it's something that, I mean, it's small sequencing within your turn, but it's totally sequencing that you can just do it on your own. You can definitely plan it on your own turn, right? So he had additional information and he changed his move. I don't think it will change the outcome of this game. Oh, but he does. It does get him. It does get him Holtzman engine. Man, I should call him out. He wouldn't get this Holtzman engine. On my turn, I probably selective breeding. I really want to draw Will of Power in the Shadows. And also, I think I need more cards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I also need to draw more for what's that? I need to draw more for Spicer's Flow. So here I'm thinking very hard because red looks like he can end, and for me to stop red from ending, the shifting seems to be the obvious play. But shifting leaves me with no spice, and also if I play shifting, then how much persuasion am I at? I'm at 9 persuasion. Exact. Not great as well. Not a good, like, not many good places to play shifting as well. I want to go to combat spaces. Yeah, red gets another point there. He gets the spice muscle and he gets the scarab. So I think red is going to end this game. So in my mind I'm thinking of how to stop red. The continuation of Beast's bad hand. I should have 1 more troop into combat. Bit annoyed by it. I can trash Sonic Snoopers as well, but combat cards are good, right? So I choose to make this play. I choose to play Industrial Espionage to Mentat. Sorry, excuse me. You might think it's a bit strange, but drawing 2 cards in this spot actually is very powerful. Yeah, it draws me my Web of Power. It also draws me Face Dancer. So now I can play Face Dancer to I can play shifting to with Face Dancer to a spot to draw me additional cards, and then steal the alliance. At least that's what I'm thinking of in order for this game to go on. But for me to get a Toilexu point, I do need to play experimentation. If I added the cube from Industrial Espionage earlier, no, I won't. I will have too many troops. With too many troops, I can't even get a point. I can't even reveal for it. Yeah, I need to play. So Red says a hope and a dream. So what that tells me, right? That tells me that he's fishing for a spice of slow, so he doesn't necessarily have it yet. He also doesn't have the Toilexu point guaranteed. So in this case, I don't think Red is ending, right? It's just feeling that I have that I don't think Red is ending. Maybe he could, but I mean he's fishing for it. But I still want to prevent that. Like if I can prevent it, I probably should prevent it. Which is why I have Face Dancer and shifting at the side. Okay, so green buys another spice or so. He plays finesse. He gets his last friendship. He's at 9 points, and then he gets a Toilexu point as well. He gets up to 10 points. Okay, so why did he get 6 Solari? Should be 4, right? Oh, he reveals and trashes, so he should get 5 Solari? Don't know why he got 6, but I guess doesn't matter. Yeah, so if green is ending and there's no way to stop green, then I play extremely greedy. So I immediately swap to Face Dancer and Experimentation, because there's one card that I can draw in this game that would get me another point, and that's in the shadows. I think I have like 2 cards left in my deck at this point. So I just want to put in more troops, because yellow is threatening. Oh, was red trying to draw opulence? Yes, that's what I remember. There's one more potential point that he could have got. That was opulence, yeah, that's why I was scared of red ending. Or maybe he had enough for spice and slow, he just didn't have the opulence. I should have one more troop in, but it's fine. Okay, and then I draw a card. I draw in the shadows. 50-50, I got it. So this allows me to steal Red's alliance. So if I steal Red's alliance and win this combat, I get up to 9 points, Spice for Slow is 10 points, and then Grand Conspiracy 11 points. I lose on tiebreakers to green. And that's what I was thinking during this game, that I'm so sad, I still lose the green on tiebreakers. Man, him doing the expedite out of order, something that I should have called out. I think in competitive play I would have definitely called out. Oh, so hoping for like something to like save my game, but don't have it. Never mind. Get another bump from Benny. Buy a spice for slow. Get up to 8 points, and I should win this combat. Yeah, I have 10 swords behind me. I should win this combat. And then so something that I realized very late in this game, I don't realize it until we do endgames, is that I actually have Child Murky. So which is why I typed here, I think my last action was a misplay. I should have probably got more spice. That's what I was thinking to myself, that I should have discarded dagger, just use invasion ships to collect more spice. I should have 3 more. I should have 2 more strength. Well, he could really threaten me here. Yep, but I think I get this combat. He played 10 swords worth of combat strength. Yep, so I get these 2 VPs. Okay, green doesn't have any more VPs behind, and I have Grand Conspiracy point. 2 dreadnoughts, 2 factions with above 4, and a Spice Must Flow. I don't have High Council, which is like one of the easier ones to get. I think the 2 factions at above 4 and the 2 dreadnoughts are generally higher. So here I still think I lose, right? That's why I should have went Imperial. Then I realized that actually I have Chalmurky. And like Green points it out now. He's just like, yeah, I still think I lose, but I actually have Chalmurky. And yeah, Chalmurky wins me the game. So it's a Rhombur win from 4th position. Impressed with myself. I didn't think I had this game in the bag. Like I had very late Swordmaster. I had Willpower in the shadows, and I think that fueled a lot of my game. And then I was very efficient with a lot of things. But I should have dumped in a lot more troops. You see, I ended the game with like 4 troops in garrison. Should have definitely managed that a little bit better. But I did play to my outs, and I did need to top deck in the shadows in order for me to win the game. So it wasn't. Would I needed to? No, I would have drawn the intrigue card either way, right? So maybe I didn't even need to draw in the shadows, but I needed to like have some lucky streak, right? I needed like either in the shadows, I needed to pick up the intrigue. So there were like a few things that could have happened, but I did pick up the win in that manner. Maybe I could have drawn like Demand Respect as well, or something along those lines. But yeah. Thanks for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy this style of video, do let me know. I think it should be easier to follow. And yeah, I do hope you enjoy it. I'm a bit busy this week, and I'll try to put out more content next week. But I hope you enjoyed everything so far. See you around!